Welcome to XCom on Second Thoughts, and of course I'm not on my own this time around. I've got, well, more than one person with me. We've got a squad.
Hey.
Yeah, look at us. So, Mr. Fluke and Mr. Surge, how are you two?
No bad.
I'm doing alright.
Before we go anywhere in this, like, this is me playing this, and I'm going to say right now, this is an exercise in how not to play XCom.
You're gonna get us killed, aren't you?
And some of it's me, some of it's random bad luck. I'm also going to say right now as well that we're watching a map playthrough, and if we run over, which is a high possibility, I'm going to have to go off and film more footage, so we may stop talking about what you're actually watching. But yeah, so I've got to like do the standard escort mission. So
I remember this one. This was a walk in a park.
This is on classic, and this was like one of the very earliest missions that I got given. Because I keep restarting. But anyway, how much XCOM have you two been playing?
Oh, a lot.
You can't keep your grubby little hands off of this alien murdering simulator.
No. It
feels
like playing the first one.
I want to hear Surge.
Yeah.
Surge, you. I've had to like sit and listen to Xander ramble and ramble and ramble, and like I want to hear you, Surge. How are you loving it?
Oh, I'm really enjoying it. I haven't actually played any of the other XCOM games, so this is the first one I've actually played, and I have to say I've been really enjoying it. I think I've clocked in just over 24 hours now since it was released. So, yeah. I've been having a really good time, Dave.
It's a good game, isn't it? The worst thing is that like I've thrown away like maybe 10 hours work on my longest one. I just threw it away.
Oh yeah, I've thrown away a lot of playthroughs.
Oh, see, there's the first bit of bad luck.
Wow. Wow.
It's like everyone like they run forwards, they start hunkering down, they get everything going, and then it's like, well, bugger, there's a thin man right behind us. It's like, all right, I'll run and gun. And it's like, okay, so run and gun, yeah, we got this. I'll just run and gun and I'll dash outside.
Yeah, there's the first mistake. You've run and gun and dashed through the aiming for the door.
No, you missed.
Well, he's gonna get through the door, so it's all good.
No, I know, but you should be right in front of him. You can get that shotgun even closer. Your chance to miss on this shot that you're gonna 100% chance to hit.
100% chance to hit.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm within range, but the camera angles was one of the things that annoys me.
Yeah,
that's
trying to force the cinematics on you.
It's an well, you can turn those off, but it's an interesting thing that this game. It was one of the things I mentioned when it first came out. It's 13 gig. It's a big game.
It is a very big game. Surprisingly big. I don't know where all the space is going.
Textures.
That's the thing.
Zoom right in on stuff. The textures are actually really high detail.
Are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
If you zoom right in, it's like actually there's quite a lot of detail in this.
I was going to say I draw some kind of issue with the graphics. I think they could be better, but I like the style. Also, yeah, another thin man. GG. It's over now. Like it's just like, well, them flanks.
Get the VIP through the door.
No, my logic was 36% chance. I'm gonna try and risk it. I'm gonna go for it. I think, but the game, it's buggy. It is.
Yeah, there are a few.
There are.
But
Go on.
My biggest one is the view when you're inside a lot of the alien spaceships and you're on the bottom level, but you can't tell them to move to a piece it's not a level above, it's half a level above, and
the camera seems to really bug out, especially when you're trying to move people around inside those interiors. Sometimes, at one point, I did actually move someone outside of a spaceship onto the roof, where he promptly got shot. Fortunately, he didn't get killed. Ah, Dave, you got me killed.
Down.
Well, that's Surge down straight away, and
killed.
Then of course, Katz panics, and another thin man turns up. So that's 3 thin men.
But yeah,
and he's just gonna sit there panicking.
But yeah, the camera angles with the cinematics seem to enjoy showing you a wall just as much as they enjoy showing you gloriously shooting someone in the face.
Yeah.
And trying to position your troops in the Titan areas, like I said, is just really quite a chore, to be honest.
I would like them to do something a bit different with the camera angles.
Oh,
What I would like is the action camera I've got. I'm actually thinking of turning it off, and I'm also thinking of turning off enemy health bars, because there's a sigh of relief that washes over me when I go to attack something and I get that action cam pop up.
Yeah, because it shows in the game. It shows a different type of camera angle if you actually hit someone, whereas it stays with the current kind of over-the-shoulder third-person camera if you miss. So
it's if you kill.
Is it if you kill?
You'll still get the long hit if you hit, but don't kill them. You'll see it a lot with pistols. But if you end up killing something in one, you will normally get the action cam.
Okay. I thought it was just if you hit.
No. And that to me is kind of irritating, because it's like I'd like to know less, if that makes sense. I'd like it to be more like
instant recognition of
It's a case of but anyway, so that's 2 thin men down, and it's like, aha, things are going really well here. Everything is going fantastically. Ensign Ricky is doing a fantastic job. It's like, all right, Ensign, let's move you up and let's have a look at him. I must admit, though, the depth of this game is phenomenal.
It's another one of these titles where it's easy to understand, but
there's a lot of
really hard to master.
Can you guess what's about to go horribly wrong?
Yes.
Why have you
I can.
Why is the civilian going somewhere else to the guy with the gun?
He's hiding around the corner, but they was like, "I'll open the door and see." Oh.
Hello.
Why did you get an unarmed man that you're supposed to be escorting off the premises to open the door? What?
Because
are you from a different planet? He's an insider. He's a spy. He's a mole.
No. It was a case of I was thinking to myself at the time, all right, I'll just check this door because of curiosity. It was curiosity that got
Curiosity killed the VIP.
But the issue is, even if I hadn't... So he jumps through a window.
Abandoned ship.
Even if he hadn't have, this gets me as well. It's like, Ricky, if you had waited just a second more, then he would have been directly in front of you.
Yeah, that's another thing with the animations. You get a lot of clipping through the walls.
Well, there goes the...
there goes the mission objective.
Yeah. So it's now just up to the 3 guys to try and get out alive.
The 3 stooges.
I'm kind of not surprised by the depth. I mean, given who the game is coming from.
Yeah. Firaxis, well known for their very in-depth games, namely Civ, but... Wait.
Well,
wow, that camera
shooting
angle.
backwards.
That camera angle.
But yeah, they are known for their eaters of time. They are known for their one more turns.
Dead.
And,
this is no exception.
Well, Katz is dead now because he just ran through a poison cloud. But they hit it right on the head this time, I think. Even though the Civ games, in my opinion, they're good, they're solid, they're fantastic, but they always have a bit of an issue. And this, I don't see any issues with it at launch. I honestly don't. I can find
obvious camera bugs
with it, apart from the fact that maybe RNG is a bitch.
And the camera angle bugs that lead to all kinds of glitches and the constant crashes. You guys not had the issue where it locks up when you click on one of the action buttons at the bottom to do something, and the game it'll accept that and then stop. And you can move the camera around, but all keyboard input ceases. Like the script doesn't trigger like it should.
No, I've actually honestly never had that problem.
Oh, I've had that a number of times. I have to constantly save in case it happens.
So my logic here is I've given up, and it's like, right, let's see if I can get these 2 guys killed. So there's you still alive, and there's Ensign Ricky.
Who's taking fire. But they missed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they missed. And they miss you, even though they apparently hit. Because, But yeah, I've not had any issues that have actually caused me to complain apart from RNG.
Well,
Everything else, like all the small bugs and stuff that I've had happen, they've just been small and inconsequential, and they're stuff that I can forgive them for because it's launch window.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how quick they get it put right, I guess.
Bam. Action cam.
Yeah, so you get that dynamic shot whenever you just know that I killed that guy, and you want to make sure.
And then you're just kind of waiting for the end of the thing, really,
Yeah, because it's that wonderful thing of, oh god, this is a tight moment, am I gonna, oh god, yes, he made it. That kind of thing. I'd love, and there's already mods coming up for this game, and I picked up one of them, which we can mention a little bit later if you really want to, the modding aspect. But I'd love modders to put in, action cams don't always trigger on hits, they trigger on misses as well. False hope.
Yeah. To just give you more action cam. It's action. It doesn't necessarily have to be the killing blow.
Just to kind of mix stuff up. Missed. But Serge, how's your experience with it going then? Tell me some of the stuff that's happened to you.
Well, the longest playthrough I've done, I can't remember how many hours it lasted, but it did last a long time. I managed to get quite far into the game. And I think I progressed the story, because there's an overall storyline to the game.
Yeah.
You do certain things in the game which are labelled as priority things, and this will advance the story arc, so to speak. And
without giving too much story away, did you? I'm guessing you got past the first base then.
I did. I got past the very first the first base that you have to assault, but I think I went through it all just too quickly, because I was able to breeze through the base and a load of other stuff after that on normal, but then the difficulty suddenly ramped up because they were bringing in tons of new aliens that my troops just weren't prepared to kill. So I went too quickly, and it was ultimately the demise of my XCom project, really.
What's the worst scenario that you've had play out so far? Because there are some crackers in this. What's the worst one?
There's a large enemy called a Muton Berserker, and big hulking red dude with two, we'll call him power fists. He comes charging out from behind a building. I know he's there, and I've got 5 of my soldiers on Overwatch, so the moment he pops his head out, they start shooting at the guy. All 5 of them miss, and he charges headfirst straight into one of my soldiers and instantly kills him.
Munch.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't get too many of those kind of what moments, but that one right there, I think that's one of those.
Well, what about you, Fluke?
Again, I'm playing on normal. I haven't, because it's been a
Ricky,
long time.
No!
Oh.
He hit him so hard his hair fell off.
It was just
blew
so
the
weird.
hair clean off his head.
But anyway, what's your worst oh no moment?
Snipers, man. I've only just recently started having a good experience with snipers. All my snipers have sucked up until now, and resulted in nearly team wipes. I'm not playing on classic yet, because it's been a long time since I played an XCom game, and I want to make sure I know the mechanics and whatnot. So I haven't had too many of those. The worst has to be the first time I came across a sector pod. I was the large transport ship lands, and I'm rubbing my hands together because I'm like, I need some Alerium and I need some alloys to build these new armor suits for me guys. So this'll be easy. This big transport ship. So I get there and I go down the outside of the one. It's a long ship, so I'm going down the outside one, clear up a load of mutons, muton berserkers, come down the other side, take out some other stuff, some floaters, and I'm just going to the last room. And I'm like, all right, I can hear the noise. Got everybody positioned at the door, breach positions, people on each side of the door, some big heavy guy stood in the middle. Right, everything's set. This will be easy. I'm just expecting, a couple of the commander guys in the command room. Open the door and there's a few mutons. I'm like, all right, yeah, no worries. Kill all them, yeah, okay. Step round the corner and I'm like, right, I'll just go and kill this last muton and send me assault round the corner. And there's this robot stood there with 30 HP. I'm like, what's that?
Team?
Guys, what's that? And you know, you get a little one of the things, a little window come up in the corner, and they're talking to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that looks rather nasty. So I run him back round the corner because I've only used half his movement turns.
I have to ask. When you ran around the corner, did all of a sudden you get a very strange sounding voice come over there that's just like, by all that is holy, do you see that monster?
There should have been if there wasn't.
Because it sounds like one of those kind of situations, you just kind of run around to it, and you just want Cormac sitting next to you, and you just kind of go, glorious! Or as more fitting would be in that kind of situation, bollocks!
What's that?
There are definitely...
So I run back around. Hang on, I run back around the corner, and I'm like, okay, it's handleable. I've got like a team of 6 guys here. We're fine. We're fine. I've got this, and so I get everybody round, stay out of its line of sight, get some guys behind cover, and I get one guy. He's on the far side of the room. They're upper level. It's down like half a level in the bottom of the control room floor. Get me sniper to pop up and take a shot, and he misses. And this thing's on Overwatch, so it turns round and fires this big head laser thing at me, which turns out it does 3 pulses and has an AoE. Promptly kills the heavy guy who was stood next to him, blows him across the room, just survives and stays on his feet, and everybody else takes a crap ton of damage. So I run people away, and the guy who was stood up suddenly falls over and starts bleeding out. So I'm stood there panicking. I try and run the medic back in to pick him up. I managed to get the medic there, use the medic pack, stand him up. He's got 5 health because she's a really good medic, this support. And then turn around to kind of run away, and the thing fires again at her. Knocks her to the floor. She's now bleeding out in 3 turns and kills him outright because he's just been raised once already. So I'm like, oh, I've just lost a corporal, a heavy corporal. Rocketeer guy, so he's got like 2 rockets, and he's a grenadier, so he carries 2 grenades. He was the guy I was planning on putting it down with. At that point, everything just fell apart. It just went to pieces after that. People dying left, right, and centre. It was horrific.
Game definitely breeds these kind of just
I love the fact that you can name your guys so much so that the guttural cries that escape my lips when I lose a heavily promoted guy from the community.
He's not kidding either, because I've been on Ventulo when it's happened. Like, Black jumped up and ran into the room to see if he was alright the other day.
The first time you died, when you were my fantastic Mr. Support on my very first playthrough, and you were doing really well, and a floater just suddenly came out of nowhere.
Landed on my head.
And landed on top of you and just eviscerated you. The sheer guttural noise that came out of me, followed by me screaming, Fluke, no. You would think that you had actually been shot. The worst thing was that he then turned round and killed Surge, at which point I did the exact same damn thing. And then it was followed up by me cussing out the sniper from our community that had missed the 75% chance shot.
Oh, brilliant.
The entire squad went to chaos, and everyone died apart from one guy, the mighty Cats, who people in the community will know, and he survived mortally wounded and was out for 20 days. And then
he definitely has a reputation as the token badass of everyone's teams.
No, Katie.
For
yes. Those that don't know, Fluke's other half, she is the badass of all my games. The epitome of badass. She is an assault every time. Every time I name her, she instantly gets promoted to assault somehow. And she just gives no shits. It's just like, I have a shotgun. I don't care.
The scary thing is that she's also really good when she's in my squad as well. She's an absolute demon with a sniper rifle in my squad half the time.
You want to know the most terrifying thing? So the guy that missed 75% chance with the sniper rifle for me, Katie was then just like, what's that? You missed. I've got a shotgun. I have a 20% chance. Ain't no thing. Bam! Put it down in one shot. And it was just
That's how you kill aliens.
Fair enough. The only person I've ever had in one of my squads more badass than Katie was Krieg the Molester.
I remember the tales of
him.
Krieg. This game is just so good at just making these tales of these soldiers. The soldiers themselves are just... They've each got their own story.
Yeah, you humanize them.
You really
it's a
do.
Fantastic thing. But do you want to know what? Out of all of those things that happened, none of those are the worst thing to happen to me.
Really?
No. So I lost my squad in a crappy mission. I think it was the one with Krieg. I lost Krieg and the entire guys. That was when Krieg panicked and put a rocket through a wall and killed like everyone. But I was then like, okay, well, he lived up to his name. So, you know, I started a new one, and it was like, all right, I got this. And that one went horribly wrong, and people died. So it was like, all right, I'm going to have one more for the night, you know, one more. Because it was a case of, it was getting late, and it was like, if this doesn't go well, I'm not going to sit here and just keep cycling through games. So I play on classic Iron Man. So, you know, I can't just reload the previous save. And so I started, and it was like, all right, I've got my 4 guys, and I'm in the train yard. No, sorry, construction yard, not train yard. Train yard was the one that was before that, which went horribly wrong. But so we're in the construction yard, and the 4 guys are running forwards, and you know they're merrily doing their business, and they're wiping out squads left and right, and it's excellent. And there's like, okay, I think there's 1 alien left, because in the first mission you get 2 squads of 3. Yeah. So it's like, all right, where's this last guy? And I merrily come across him, and he's hunkered down at the back. And it's like, all right, I've got to go through like this little gully bit to get to him. So I'll just put guys, you know, either side of it, and I'll get one hiding behind like the front bit of a digger and everything. Everything's fantastic. And the alien gets Overwatch, and it was like, all right, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. And he missed. It's like, excellent, I'm in cover, and I'm in full cover. And it's like, right, I'm just gonna set everyone up in Overwatch, and things should work out for the best. So the alien then merrily pops around the corner and shoots one of my guys, and instantly kills them.
This is not going to end well.
At which point, the person next to them panics, freaks out, and shoots the 3rd guy. So let's just to make things easier, we will call them Fluke, Dave, Surge, and Katie. Right? Let's just go with that. So Katie gets shot in the face and dies. Surge then panics and shoots Fluke. Fluke then panics and shoots Dave. Dave then panics and shoots Surge. Surge is then dead. Fluke and Dave are both on 1 point of health and both panicked and hiding. The alien now has free roam. At which point, I literally just alt F4'd the game, and I am just like, no. That's it. I'm done. No,
I'm going to bed.
Yeah. It was like, well, I'm sleeping. It was like the chain reaction of just sheer dickery that can happen in this game. Like it was like your robot situation. You can have everything set up. You can be doing everything. Like you can get to a point in the game where you're like, I have not lost a single guy. I have not taken
that was
a
the point I was
damage.
at. I was just like, no, I am good here, because the medic, she still had another charge after I picked my guy up. She carries like 3, and you know, she healed everybody up. Nobody else was damaged at all. And it was just like, no, everything's going absolutely perfectly, just like the last 3 missions. Holy, what the?
Within 2 turns,
God,
everything's gone to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah,
pretty much. It's like, wait, what?
But it's fantastic that it can do that, because like you were saying, Sergio, you were just breezing through it at a point, and stuff wasn't even scratching it, and then all of a sudden you just kind of hit this wall, and it was just like, no, I give no Fs for you at all.
Yeah, your laser weapons won't stop me.
Do not pass go. Do not collect XCom funding.
This was the game reminding me that, yeah, these guys, they're still human, you know.
If it
they're
bleeds,
still perfectly killable.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Anyway, we need to wrap this up, or else we're going to be sat here telling tales for the
night.
entire evening.
We can go for a few minutes more. A few minutes. Like I could easily sit here and just keep talking XCOM. I really could.
Oh yeah.
I don't care. What are the good things about it and the bad things?
Yeah. So let's go through and let's like weigh up what your overall opinions are the game. But first, before we go there, I just want to say the skill trees I love. It's very rare for me to find a game that every single option in the skill trees I want to take at some point.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic that they've set it up in such a way that I am literally like, okay, I want to have 2 heavies because I want to, you know, alternate them. Or even 3 heavies so I can then mix things from both of those 2 into one guy.
Yeah. For those not aware, when you level up a soldier, they start out as a rookie. And
Yeah, they start as a
rank up
generic
to a
ensign
squaddy,
rookie.
and they get 1 generic ability, which is key to their class. And then as you level them up, you get a choice between 2 skills per rank. And these 2 skills are usually, you know, they're pretty comparable. They're both equally useful. Some of them are more situational than others.
Oh, the sniper's first choice were between snapshot and squad sight.
Yeah,
do you want to know?
choose? Go on.
The one that actually I find absolutely amazing is you were mentioning this to me earlier. Like I leveled up support, and I was like, I'm gonna take the extra 3 tiles of movement, and you were just like, really? Like, you're not gonna take
I was
the other
surprised by
option?
that because the other ability is to fire at enemies who fire at you.
Yeah, and it was just like, no, I'm going to have the extra movement because it just gives me more map control.
Depends what you're doing with this particular support. I mean, they form you get the different personalities almost, but you use them for very specific purposes. Like, right, that guy's the guy. I've got a support guy that's always got an arc thrower.
Yeah.
But he's got lots of movement, and he's good with smoke grenades. So basically, you took the smoke grenades to allow guys to close the distance to use the pistols to weaken it.
And then he just runs in and tases the alien
and then
right
he
in
runs
the
in
nutsack.
Yeah, exactly. Just runs in and tears it in the last week. And like, you're coming home with me for unspeakable purposes.
It's just like alien roofies.
Yeah, man.
Oh god.
He's I can't remember what his full name is. Stacks is his call sign. It's like, yeah.
I think I'm in love with the supports for one other reason than the movement tile thing. The movement tile thing I tried today for the first time and I fell in love with it. But the smoke grenade, I'm in love with the smoke grenade for the wrong reason, because when you use it, it sticks up the purple cloud, the pinky purple cloud, and every time I do it, all I can think is, holy shit, there's glitter in my eye. It's like, who the hell throws a glitter bomb? It's in my eye. I feel like I've just been hit in the face by a pony farm.
Nice.
It's not one of the things. So let's quickly talk mods, and then we'll wrap this up because it is getting late. So
yeah, the mod's good. I'm really looking forward to seeing what guys come up with. But I'm very impressed with what they've got early on already. The unfinished stuff that the devs didn't have the time to fully implement.
Before we talk second wave and everything else, I'm going to say the mod that I want more than anything else, and we've mentioned it a few times on Vent. I want Worm's voice packs.
Oh, yes, because the current voices, you know, they're good.
They're too similar. It's like having your entire party voiced by Nolan North.
The Worm's voices in there, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, having
just the guy with the grenade, he just like pulls the grenade out, he's like, oi, have it!
Yeah.
That would be
Starts getting shot at. Incoming!
Yeah. It's just... And if you shoot a teammate by accident when you're panicked as well. And so you can, all of those would perfectly fit in the Worms scenario. You can easily put a Worms voice pack in there, it'd be brilliant. Yeah. But like Second Wave came out a few days ago, but it's 1.2 version now. And it's got some amazing things in it. And I'll try and remember to put a link down into it. But if you're an XCOM player, you should know what Second Wave is by now.
Yeah, if you don't, then click link. Get improved version of game basically if you're going anywhere near classic mode.
Yeah,
the boss it fixes what was wrong with classic. I haven't played it yet, but I've listened to a lot of people come
you're on about the other one that Sedge has that changes the bonus damage and thing. The Second Wave one is the one that I was mentioning to you earlier, that it unlocks the stuff that they originally were intending to be there for your second playthrough. Yeah, that doesn't have the classic changes.
I thought that changed how a lot of it worked. Okay.
It does change a lot of how it works. It changes like the randomization of stuff. It changes all the random stats. But Surge is using one that's got like it removes the bonus accuracy and bonus crit from classic.
Because in the classical mode, in the classical difficulty, the aliens get a bonus to hit, and they also get a bonus to critical chance. And I've downloaded a mod that makes it so it removes that, but it also includes the full AI that the aliens get in classic. They don't get the entire working. Is working the right word? They don't get the complete
package.
AI, yeah, in normal difficulty, but they do in classic. And I was getting really annoyed because the AI in normal was making really dumb decisions, but I was just getting completely smoked in classic.
And now you found a happy balance.
Yeah, I found a happy balance. I get owned when I make mistakes. And not because, you know, an alien sees me from halfway across the map and instantly kills a guy.
I'm playing with Second Wave, and I think I've got on there random rewards are randomized, funding is randomized.
Oh yeah,
when America, they level up.
America was willing to give you like $60 a month, whereas Nigeria was willing to give you like
with their 419. They were like, yeah, here's 130. Like the UK was just like, I say lads, you're trying to save the world. That's tip top. Here's 150. It's like the US, they were like, we are America, you'll save us, here is 50, get out.
Yeah. Just lots of little bonuses to just randomize everything and make it all very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what modders can excavate from you know, what they can use to take... Basically, they're doing the same thing in modding that they're doing in XCom. They're taking technology, they're manipulating it for themselves and producing their own products.
Yeah. Now,
I'm looking forward to seeing what they make.
I'm really curious to see the modding scene, because modders are modders, and oh god, do they come up with some fantastic stuff if you give them the right playground. And I think XCOM is a fantastic playground for them to get their hands on. But I'm also really, really excited. Like frothing at the mouth, moist in the loins.
I think I know what you're going to be talking about.
DLC.
Yes.
Because they're really good with their DLC for Civ.
True that.
More campaigns, more stuff for the soldiers, more aliens,
story,
more everything, more
anything
anything will be
yeah,
good.
Expansion.
I mean, I know what one of the first ones is going to be. I hope. Cross fingers. It's going to be the pre-order stuff for the guys who didn't get it, because that adds so much customization to the game.
Yeah, what is it? The ability to customize the armor and
customize, like you get a few different hairstyles, and you get the ability to like tint your armor. You don't have that, do you, Surge? Like
no, I don't. I got the game after it came out. I didn't get the pre-order bonus with all the armor customization, and I have to say, it sounds way more handy than.
It does, because it also enables you to like be able to pick your soldiers out a lot quicker and a lot easier.
Assaults are yellow, and snipers green, and medics red, and that kind
Whereas in the standard game, they're all just in the same coloured armour.
Yeah, so you can cross fingers. You can tell it's going to come out, but I mean, Francis are good at doing that kind of stuff when it comes to customization of skins and different outfits and all that kind of stuff, and maybe even voice packs and all this stuff, because you know they do all the different civilizations.
One can dream.
I don't see XCOM leaving me anytime soon, which is, given what kind of game it is and given how much work I do in a week, that's saying something.
Yeah, for it to still be around and still get that playtime.
Yes.
And
when the playtime's worth so much.
Yeah, and not only that, it's even more amazing, and this is the final point I'm going to make, so you guys can start working on your final points, but it's even more amazing to see that this is actually just the re-envisioning and remake of an old game as well. Yeah. And it's fantastic to see such a great old game pulled forward for, I'm going to say, a new generation.
Because it's the first one Surge has played. Surge hasn't played any of the other games at all.
And so a new generation
was 1994.
Yeah. So it's oh god, that's that was like microprose, wasn't it? Back then?
It was.
Yeah, jeepers. Yeah, so a new generation getting to try a game, and a game that is fantastic. Truly great.
It is just a remake as well, isn't it? Basically, it's a that hadn't even crossed my mind. It's so good. It is essentially just a remake. I mean, the way it's put to you is exactly the same mechanically as the first one back in 1994.
You can almost hear his brain working.
The cogs turning.
With an update, it's done in it's the Unreal Engine, so it's been redone in a newer engine.
And it's also a lot less clunky. Like I'm going to unfortunately
just what I was going to say. What I was going to say is
dick for being clunky.
It wasn't that bad, but what they really have streamlined it. It's very easy to just pick it up and play. Everything makes sense.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it you go, whoa, how do I do that?
Serge, what about you? What's your final input?
A fantastic, enjoyable game. Very solid base for DLC, and they've already got people delving into the files for mods, and it's got that replayability with the random elements of, you know, all the missions and everything. I just think it's going to be a very solid game. It's going to be right up there with their Civ titles as well.
I'm hoping to see them do some more stuff with co-op.
Yes,
I would.
That was where I was going to say my final point. I am waiting with bated breath for a mod that will essentially allow co-op play through what would normally be the single player. That would be the pinnacle of mods for me for the game. Would be allowing me and Katie to sit and play through it, or even better, like 4 of us.
Even better, 6 of us. You could have 6 in a squad, man.
Yeah, you could have 6 in a squad, so everybody gets
Think
their
of the
turn.
chaos.
That'd be brilliant.
The way I was thinking of doing it, I actually had this thought and I planned it out in my head, was if you give everyone a control of one person in the squad, and you just make it timed, so each turn is 30 seconds or a minute. You set how long that turn is, because then you're not waiting on anyone, and each person can move. You know, and it's a case of each person can then get their thing, and if someone moves and triggers like the aliens being seen and they move, then that pauses everything, and then they can move. The aliens move, and then you go back to taking your turn. Like, you know, it's not going to affect anything, because if you were quick enough, technically, like, you know, you could tap move, tap move, tap move, tap move anyway.
It would be very fun to play.
And then you just have people like looking over and looking after their one guy, and it just adds so much more, because you humanize the characters anyway.
Yeah.
That's just taking.
Imagine if you've just got one soldier.
And yeah, and that is you.
You'd need somebody to assume the
wrong,
commander role. You'd need somebody in the game to effectively be the host and would be the commander. So they would launch the mission and have the control of the non-in-mission screen, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
They would launch and have control of any characters.
They would get like
point
man essentially. Just let them take control of like the first guy. They just get point man, and then like they run the base.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. Just have one host, and then everyone else can join in with the. It's a very ambitious idea.
Yeah,
but I'd love to see it.
It's not too.
Even if it was just 2-player, even if it was just 2-player co-op, that would be a great start.
It's not even technologically complicated though. It's not. It's a grand idea, but I mean, like base-wise, you're not asking them to do anything. You're just leaving it in control of one person. It's just like you're just basically asking them to give control of another entity in that single-player game. And I know that's asking a lot, but it's less work than them requiring to give 2 people control of a base and stuff.
I mean, they've already got the multiplayer mode in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's
that's what I mean. It's only within mission, so there might be some quirks to the technology.
But that's all. That's all I would be after. Just give people the ability to control individual squad members in mission. Yeah. Just let one person set up the squad, and then just when we're in, it's like, all right, here's your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool for a mod. That should be doable.
Yeah.
I think.
But
it's whether or not.
So if there are any modders out there watching this video, by any chance, there's a project that's going to get you a lot of karma. Hop to it.
No, shut up. If there's any modders out there listening, please, Worms voice packs, please. Anyway.
Oh, you're so greedy.
I know, right? So, if you have any questions, queries, or comments, or you want to tell us of your fantastic XCOM or horrifying XCOM experiences...
Oh, I want to hear people's XCOM horror stories.
So do I.
Or victories.
Serge, where should they leave them?
To the left. Is it to the left?
No, this is not the time warp.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's below. All right, guys, below.
That's right. Leave your comments below. And, of course, from myself, Mr. Surge, and Mr. Fluke, and everyone else at LM3. We will catch you for the next video, and we hope your XCOM experiences aren't being marred by the bitch that is RNG. Peace.
In a while.
See you later.